Hi guys, so today for this tutorial you're going to need some white acrylic paint, a little paintbrush, and either some brown ink, brown paint, brown stain, whatever you have on hand. Little mini palettes are from Dollar Tree. I'm just going to paint them white right now. You can get your white paint at Walmart, Joann's, Michael's, like literally the cheap stuff for $1.99 if they don't have it at your Dollar Tree. Mine had some, but I did not get any because I already owned some white paint. I didn't want to get duplicates. So here I'm just literally painting on. I'm using a Dollar Tree cheap paintbrush in the hardware section, and I'm getting in all those little nooks and crannies and also the sides of the palette. Okay, so now that these two are dry, they are a little uneven, like they're not perfectly level. They're almost level, but not that much off. But I'm just gonna add a tad bit of glue to get it to stick at the level. And then I'm gonna reinforce it in the back with some popsicle sticks, so. Okay, so that this doesn't fall apart and you can use it more than one season, I'm just going to add a little bit of glue down the center of the bottom. And this is just, I'm using popsicle sticks. They sell these at the Dollar Tree. I had some on hand already, so I didn't have to buy anything. But I'm just going to add, I mean, you can add them all the way through, but I'm just going to add it at the top and at the bottom. So this is just keeping your piece sturdy and together as one. So once your paint is dry, you are going to get your brown paint, your brown ink, or your stain, or whatever it is, and you are going to dry brush it on. I'm going to use these little foam sponge brushes from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to dab it into my ink, little right here. I'm just going to stab it on because it's not like it's liquid, you know, and brush it onto the edges of this palette. So as you can see here, it is barely on there, slightly, just giving it a little bit of distressing. I'm going all the way across and on the front. Again, I'm making it really dry. I'm not trying to douse this. If you want more of a distressed look, you can add more, you know, to the edges, make it darker. Again, with your paint, you can either be heavy with your hand or light on your hand when you are dipping it with the paint. So here I'm just going through, fast forwarding, you know, doing it lightly. The next thing you will need are these little metal words from Dollar Tree. They come in a 3-pack that say thankful, harvest, and welcome. You could either leave it like this, super, you know, simple and plain, not plain, but simple, you know, or you can go a step further, which is what I'm going to show you right now. So I also got this moss. This is in the browner color. It is from Dollar Tree in the gardens, well, not garden, but floral section. So I got the more brown version versus the green alive version. But before I glue that down, I'm just going to cut a generic size oval using some craft cardstock. This is just so the moss does not fall through the cracks. You can use any color, but just make sure you cover it good. You can also use the back of like a cereal box or something. So I'm just gluing this down with some hot glue onto the center of this, and then I am going to adhere the moss to the cardstock. It just is a general shape and a general area of where I want the moss, and the moss will overflow. So here I am just gluing and pasting. So for this part, I was, the first half I was just using my hand, and then some of the hot glue was peeping through, so I used some little like finger protectors. They do sell these in hot pink at Dollar Tree now, which is super exciting, but I'm just using a red one I had on hand. I just shook off some of the excess so I could see some of the bald spots and filling those in to make it look full and complete. So I decided I wanted to add the thankful word to this particular piece, and what I'm going to do is literally just hot glue the back. Work very fast because hot glue does dry fast. So I'm just going to push it down on here lightly with my fingers at first because the metal did get hot from the very hot glue. I do have a high heat temperature glue gun, so that's probably why. But I'm just going to press down on it and let it adhere to the moss on there so it has a good grip on it. And there you go, you have a quick, easy little stand. You can easily add some jute twine to the top of this and making it like a hanger style. You can also get more of these pallets and make all 3 of them and then attach them with little strings in between, kind of like a row of pallets to hang on your wall. This piece is actually going to go on a table standing up on its own, so I'm not going to add any string or hanging elements to it. I'm just picking off some pieces that I didn't like the way they looked, but here it is. It looks super cute. Farmhouse. It doesn't have to be necessarily fall, but this is going to go with my fall stuff.